Welcome
Is it getting hot in here?
to Monopoly Chat with your host, me. The purpose of this video is to look at the significance of monopoly, and a monopoly is just a single seller of a good. And you can see some examples of modern monopolies and historic ones. With the magic of lightsabers, we'll look at our examples. Carnegie Steel, YKK Zippers. I forget the name of this, but they own 80% of eyeglasses. This is Saudi Aramco oil, Saudi Arabia. This is Standard Oil. This is De Beers Diamonds, and this is the old Bell, and then AT&T Monopoly. But before we get into how monopolies behave, let's look at the landscape of all the firms. So monopoly is the most concentrated or the least competitive of the four market structures, but there are three others. We started with perfect competition, which is the most competitive. Then monopoly is the least competitive. Oligopoly, which is few sellers, is probably the most prevalent. And then there's monopolistic competition, and this is most of your retail. So each of these has distinct characteristics and ways they go about doing their profit, and so they can be kind of predictable. Digging in just a little bit more, in a monopoly situation, there's one seller, so the product differentiation isn't really an issue. With oligopoly, there's a few sellers, and some oligopolies have differentiated products and some don't. And remember that in perfect competition, there was no product differentiation. It was pretty much exactly the same, and many sellers. And that's what monopolistic competition is, only monopolistic competition, think of your retailers, they have slight product differentiation or location differentiation or something that makes each product just a little bit different from the next guy. But there's a lot of similar sellers. And just a little bit more on the definition. So monopolist is a firm that's the only producer of a good with no close substitutes. And just in case you worry that it's really difficult to find any firm that has 100% of the market, you would be right. But if one firm effectively controls 70, 80, 90% of the market, it behaves pretty much like a firm that controls the whole market. So as long as there's a firm with enough market power to basically behave like a monopoly, we call it a monopoly.